Alright, Jonathan. Mark, let's see what you got. 326. Let's see if you can reignite the fire.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games, and today we're here to showcase a new expansion for PoE 1. It's certainly been too long since we had one of these. Now, we had some struggles as a studio for a little while there, but we've got our shit together and we're back in action now. Path of Exile: Secrets of the Atlas is coming out 1 week from now.
I'm out. Okay. Alright, Jonathan Rogers.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games, and today we're here to showcase a new expansion for PoE 1. It's certainly been too long since we had one of these. Now, we had some struggles as a studio for a little while there, but we've got our shit together.
But he's wearing a PoE 2 shirt.
Path of Exile: Secrets of the Atlas is coming out 1 week from now on the 13th of June, and we're committing right now to a 4-month cycle for both PoE 1 and 2. That means the next PoE 2 League will be in August, and the next PoE 1 League after that will be in October. Twitch drops are enabled on today's livestream, so you'll be able to claim your Skull of Undeath helmet skin by following the instructions below. This Skull of Undeath will track and show your total number of kills, deaths, and your KDR. Just because Path of Exile is a first-person shooter doesn't mean this isn't important. Proudly or
they would do it by like how big the fire is.
Friends or in global chat to show it off. And with that, let's get to why you're here. Secrets of the Atlas.
In hardcore SSF, when I have a perfect KD.
You can search 1,000 worlds and still never truly discover who you are. Trust me. I should know. But now, I seek something more tangible.
Oh my god. Is it not Zana?
Someone I care for.
Oh, there she is. Nice. Okay.
Reliving memories. Made real.
What have you done?
Oh my god, Zana. You dumbass.
Made foul.
Daddy's wrong. What the fuck is that? Ew.
These manifestations must be destroyed. Their threads must be erased.
Shit, is it it's the PoE 2 bosses are coming in?
Have answers.
That's pretty cool.
We must find the originator.
Daddy?
We must save my sister.
Oh. You think they're going after their dad, or do you think Zana became the bad guy?
Is an illusion.
New Pinacle bosses? They're bringing over the PoE 2 ones? A completed King's March. Wait, what?
Come, child.
Rune crafting.
Drink deep the waters of life.
Maybe they got rid of the
A client or a target?
Mercenaries. What the hell? I don't know what that was. What was that? Mercenaries? Mercenary build?
Your sanity is not promised to you here.
Mercenaries. That's pretty wacky.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile. As you just saw from the trailer, there's a lot to show you. Today, we will take you on a deep dive into the new Path of Exile: Secrets of the Atlas in-game update.
Mercenaries.
Then, we'll explore the new Challenge League, the Mercenaries of Trathus.
Wait, what?
After that, we'll cover the integration of gold into PoE 1, and how we're bringing Settlers of Kalgur into the core game.
Wait,
Finally,
what?
we have a
There's
much
gonna be
awaited
2
upgrade to
challenge
the Trail
leagues?
League, and a set of quality of life improvements. Then, we'll wrap up by discussing our Boss Kill race event, showing you our new supporter packs, and ending with a live Q&A session.
PoE 1's gonna also have a race. Go fuck yourself. I can't learn
Twitch
2
chat.
races. I can't do
In
it.
Path of Exile: Secrets of the Atlas, strange rifts have begun
I
to
can't learn
appear
2
across the
races.
Atlas. Zana has returned and appears to be trapped within. Partway through the endgame, you will meet Egan, an intelligent man of mysterious heritage. These tears in reality he has discovered are actually threads of memory, distorted and made real by the Atlas. Egan is able to create a link to these memory threads and open portals to them. Working with Egan, you must step through and find Zana, or whatever remains of her.
How come she was like badass with like a weird armor on?
Okay, so that's the story background. But how does this expansion actually work? In The Secrets of the Atlas, the pursuit of Zana with Egon is a new storyline that is introduced in high-tier maps. Upon meeting Egan and discovering the tier, he will then transfer it to your map device and reveal this on your atlas, a thread of memories.
Is this not
In
just...
order to now access each map on the thread, you simply need to talk to Egan when you're ready, and he'll open the areas in sequence.
Wait, is this
These
not
areas
just
can
the...
be fully influenced by your atlas tree, scarabs, fragments, and everything of the sort. As you work your way along the thread, you will discover that these maps have manifested dangerous threats, influenced by the memories of Zana herself. Monsters here are imbued with memory petals. Defeat them to absorb this power, which can be unleashed as a special ability during combat. Different maps on the
What?
thread have different abilities, and these abilities appear on an additional mini skill bar next to your regular skills. For example, Memory of Disbelief will cause all affected monsters to stop dropping equipment items, meaning they can now only drop more valuable items, like currency and maps. Memory of Panic will make all affected monsters revive immediately after death.
Is this not just
which means you can get
Atlas
twice as
memories?
much experience
The same
and drops
mechanic
from them.
with
And Memory of Impatience will cause all surrounding enemies to give you their souls, temporarily increasing your power. As you progress further into the thread of memories, the maps can have more than one memory, and thus you can have more than one powerful ability. As you gather memory petals, you can use these powers together. Each skill costs its own amount of memory petals. So using the examples above, you can first use
Man, that's
Memory
a lot of fucking
Impatience
keyboards.
to become way more powerful, then use Memory of Panic to prepare them to revive when they are slain,
You'd be so fucking
then
dead.
use Memory of
You
Disbelief
did this?
to cause them to drop better, more valuable items.
One
Finally,
Chaos Orb.
obliterate them all. The Memory of Panic will kick in, causing them to revive, and then
I
wipe
see
them
it.
out again, allowing
1,
you to
2,
get all
3,
the experience
4.
and enhanced drops twice. There are
4
many
Chaos
combinations
Orbs?
of these
Five-
powers,
5 Chaos
so you'll have to
Orbs.
carefully consider how they best work together.
5 Chaos Orbs is your big show?
That's not the only extra layer of content juicing these maps offer. As you defeat the boss of each map along the thread, you are presented with an altar. This altar will apply a modifier to all following maps in the thread, and these will stack as you go. So the deeper you delve into a memory,
It is
the
just
more mods
memories.
you will have. This, combined with the special abilities, will allow for some of the most juice maps ever run in Path of Exile. Let's take a look at some of the altar mods. You are always presented with two choices and must pick one. This mod, for example, will cause some rare monsters to be possessed by tormented spirits. Where this mod makes Kirak
crafts?
modifiers free to craft.
Oh,
Both of
just
these
Kirak
apply to
ones.
all subsequent maps in the thread. The final
So
map in
3
each
more?
thread is a true challenge, with all the altar mods applying to it and guarded by a powerful boss. Each of these bosses are familiar, but dreamlike, drawn from Zana's memories and warped by the Atlas into something very different and terrifying. In
What is
this
different
map,
about
you
it?
will fight the Pinacle boss,
Oh,
Cirrus. Fueled by Zana's affectionate memories of him, his enhanced abilities can prove to be a unique challenge.
Oh, shit.
If you manage to defeat Cirrus, or one of the other warped memory bosses, they will drop a map fragment, which Egan can use to delve deeper into the memory tiers. With these, you can access a set of 3 new Pinacle bosses.
What the hell?
In this arena, the Moment of Reverence, Zana is reliving a memory of her father, Valdo, giving a passionate speech in Oriath. The Atlas distorts this memory of her father as a powerful, influential man and manifests those emotions into a
the
twisted
PoE 1
nightmare,
bird,
the
right?
incarnation
Or
of
PoE
dread.
2 bird. What the fuck is happening?
Another memory created is the incarnation of neglect and the incarnation of fear. Good luck, exiles.
Those two are new, right? The other one's just the bird, right?
Of course, if you are brave and strong enough to defeat them, Each of
No,
these
it
new
looks
Pinnacle
different.
bosses have new unique items befitting them. If you slay the Incarnation of Fear, you might be lucky enough to
Melee,
find
who
the
cares?
Starcaller
Cringe.
unique Abyssal Axe. We're gonna show
actually
this
looks
one
kinda
because
crazy.
it's straight up badass.
That actually
The
looks like a really
Starcaller Axe is
crazy
a weapon
axe.
that can harness the power of the stars themselves to
One
deal
seat up.
immense damage. What makes it shine, however, is that on melee crit, it casts Starfall,
Oh my
a
god, he
new
jumped
skill.
the gap.
With the right build, you can carpet entire areas and wipe out screens of enemies as you rain down the elements upon them. Another item you may find, and this one is my favorite, is the Wine of the Prophet unique flask. It consumes a lot of charges, but every time you use it,
buff.
you draw a random divination card. This card appears above you and correlates to a powerful buff.
What?
If you draw the Escape card, you'll gain increased movement speed. Or maybe you'll draw the
Oh,
Doctor,
weird.
which will cause you to gain the
this
modifiers of
fan
slaying
made?
rares you kill.
This feels like a fan-made
Effectively, you
unique.
can think of this unique as being many other uniques all in one. There are many
This
cards
feels
to
like a
draw,
fan-made unique.
each with varying degrees of power to grant. Okay, but let's get back to the Atlas. After defeating all 3 new Pinnacle bosses, you'll be able to find new memory-influenced Tier 16 maps. These maps come with the previously mentioned special abilities and monsters infused with memory pedals, but can also roll the same modifiers typically found on Tier 17 maps, making them far more rewarding. With all these new memory maps comes a new item mechanic. Items in these maps can drop with memory strands, and will have a random amount, up to 100.
Is this
This
Forge
does
potential?
a few things. When you identify the item, it will increase the tiers of modifiers your item has. Generally speaking, the more memory strands, the better the item will be. On top of this, whenever you're crafting that item using currency orbs to replace or add modifiers, such as alterations, chaos, and so forth, it will consume some memory strands
is Forge
to make
potential.
the crafted mods more powerful.
They finally
The
took
new
Forge
Pinnacle
potential
bosses
from last
also
epoch.
drop new crafting currencies, which can be used to manipulate the amount of memory strands on an item. The Orb of Remembrance will let you add memory strands to any normal equipment. So if you have your perfect base to craft on, and it doesn't already have memory strands, you can add some before crafting it.
Okay.
The Orb of Unraveling will consume all remaining memory strands on an item to randomly upgrade its mod tiers.
Okay.
This orb's effectiveness
that's
is
good.
based on the number of memory strands it consumes. The Orb of Intention can be used on memory influence maps to reduce item drops, but improve the chance to find items with memory strands.
Okay.
In the process
I'm surprised
of
there's
adding
an
these new
item to
currency
consume.
items, we realized something was missing. The Shaper and the Elder did not have their own Exalted Orbs. This has now been rectified. Both bosses
Ooh.
now have Exalted Orbs, which can add their influence to an item.
Oh, that's so
Zana
helpful,
was there
actually.
from the beginning, when the Shaper Pinacle fight was first
Oh.
added. She helped defeat the Elder, and she was a critical part of the Conqueror's
That's actually
storyline.
so helpful.
Now, with all 6 influence types having their own Exalted Orbs, the cycle is complete. It's almost as if we could now do some sort of new, epic, unique item to interact with them.
What?
In other news, there of course has to be Atlas passive tree support for this new endgame content.
Oh, they went
Let's
back
take
to
a
this.
look at a few things we're adding. The Grasp the Past notable passive skill increases the chance for the amount of memory strands on items dropped in your memory influence maps to be lucky. This means it will roll
thought
the
they didn't
number
wanna
of
do this
memory
anymore.
strands twice, keeping the highest value. By
why they
allocating
didn't do it
traumatic
with King's March.
experience, remembered kindness, or educated upbringing, you'll decrease the chance of finding memory threads that lead to specific bosses, meaning you'll have better chances at finding the memory threads you would like to run.
Also, Shaper's nodes are
This
gone.
is especially useful if you want to target farm a specific boss because of its unique item drops. In sum, the secrets of the Atlas will have you questioning what is real as you attempt to free Zana from warped memories scattered throughout the Atlas. You'll fight new Guardian and Pinnacle bosses tormenting her, find crazy new Pinnacle uniques, combine and unleash memory
This guy's
petal
doing
and
some
powered
PoE 2
skills,
damage right here.
juice maps to new heights, and craft powerful new items. While we were showing all the juicy rewards from the new endgame system, you might have noticed that a lot of gold was dropping. Let's talk about that. Gold was introduced during the Settlers of Kalgur expansion. It funded the development and operations of
So
King's
curious,
March,
is they gonna bring
along
Eve
with
mapping?
various new features such as the currency exchange, the black market, and the passive respec system with Faustus.
God, I waste so much gold on that gambling.
Those features offered by Faustus will be here to stay, along with some of the other services King's March has to offer. We'll get more into that later, but don't
No,
worry.
tell me.
King's March has already been completed.
Oh, I
There will
see
be
the
no
mapping.
more
I still
town
see
building.
mapping. It's still there.
Like before, gold will be used for town services, but we're also adding a new way to use it in the upcoming league. It's time to talk about Mercenaries of Trathus.
What is happening here?
In this league, you will meet veterans who have travelled all the way from the lawless cities of Trathus. They're ready to offer their sinister services, but not for free. You will encounter these mercenaries as you journey through Rayclast, one in each area. They have their own personalities
Every
and
area?
come with different builds, skills, and items already equipped. After meeting them, as per the Trathan code, they will challenge you to a duel, a test of strength and
We're gonna
conviction.
fucking delete these guys.
Before beginning the duel,
Wait, what?
you will be offered an overview of the mercenary you've encountered. Here, you can see the gear they have equipped, the skills they employ, and any support effects augmenting those
Wait, can we
skills.
kill them for their gear?
You must now make a choice. You can hire their services, take one of their items,
I want to take all of their
or
items.
exile them. If you choose to hire them, for a gold cost, they will accompany you as a skilled combatant to assist you in fighting monsters throughout Rayclast.
I don't like that Val
Once
burning
you've
arrow is not
decided,
next to
you
burning
can
arrow.
begin the duel. This is a great opportunity to test them, as you don't want to be out of pocket with a useless rookie. However, they're testing you too.
Out of pocket?
They also don't want to be working
That
for an
isn't the
amateur.
correct usage of that.
So, what items might they be using? Generally speaking, mercenary gear is more powerful than what
Oh,
you normally find
look
from
at that.
defeating
That
monsters,
is disgusting.
as they've been crafting their items too. They can also come equipped with unique items,
That's useless.
those that would make sense for the skills they are using. There are even some new unique items that can only be obtained from defeating them.
Oh,
One such unique is Scornflux. These boots combine agility with the mastery of the arcane. While equipped, increases to cast speed from Arcane Surge
Oh shit, that makes
also
you
apply
so
to movement
fast.
speed, which is worth noting is now 20% inherently from Arcane Surge, up from 10.
oh,
They
but
also grant Arcane
they don't
Surge when
have
you use a
inherent
movement skill.
movement speed.
This allows for some speedy spellcasters. Sometimes you may meet particularly infamous
much cast speed
Trathan
can you get from,
mercenaries,
like, Templar and
bearing the
stuff?
name of their house. These mercenaries descend from the 4 major death trade families in Trathus. They are less common, but have far better items. And they are also the sole source of items with new
Open that wand.
infamous modifiers, unseen before in Rayclast, such as these gloves, which convert all of your minions' fire damage to chaos damage. Or this helmet, which causes nearby enemies to take more physical damage as you gain more fortification.
oh,
If you're not
Quinn's
swayed
gonna
by
love
any
that.
of their equipped gear, however, you can always challenge them for the contents of their pockets.
the fuck is that?
If you lose the duel, don't worry. You don't need to give them an item.
Oh, that would be so
You aren't
fucking
bound
funny.
to Trathan tradition like they are.
That
However,
would be so
you
fucking
are
funny.
bound to Rayclast tradition, so you'll just die.
Almost at me. Well, not really.
While playing in a party, each player can decide whether or not they want to participate in combat against the mercenary. For each player that opts in, the mercenary gets more difficult. But if they're defeated, each player has a 50% chance to get a random reward, which is usually currency items from the mercenary's pouch.
50% chance, and you get to choose the item, or 50% chance with
Alternatively,
no choosing the
party
item?
members that opt out of the fight can spectate and cheer you on. Or they might wish for your demise.
Why
so
is
they
there
can
just
pick up their
divine orb on the
allocated
ground
divine
over there?
waiting off
Oh
screen.
my
Dead.
god!
Good.
Did that show HP?
Let's say
Oh,
you won the
one-tapped.
duel, like their items, and have decided to hire them. What combat skills do they bring to the table? Each mercenary has an archetype. Here, this mercenary is an eruptor, which perfectly couples with my slower, more aura-focused
Do
Scion.
they permanently come with you?
This mercenary is highly aggressive, and will get a lot of benefit from the auras and buffs I provided. When I'm playing a more aggressive character myself though, or want a mercenary with a bit more resilience and utility? I've just run into a striker, who can spawn with Vigilant Strike. And if you're lucky, a very rare golden support that causes the fortify granted by his Vigilant Strike to apply to me as well. He will also frequently use Enduring Cry, taunting enemies off of me, and operating as a tanky frontline while I blitz off damage from the back.
These guys are going to be completely
Sometimes when you
fucking
fight a
useless
mercenary,
for all
you
the
may
1%ers.
notice the skills they're using are different from normal. For example, this sniper is using a Trathan version of Siege Ballista. If you're lucky, you will be able to select it as your reward when challenging them. Then defeat them, and they'll drop the Trathan gem as promised. You can
Oh,
only have one
interesting.
mercenary accompanying you at a time, but up to 3 total in your service. The other 2 will wait patiently in town.
In
Having
hideout?
varied options is useful,
As
as
well?
there may be situations where you need specific backup, like a difficult boss fight. Any of your mercenaries you have active, or in your reserves, can have their equipment replaced with items of your choosing.
Oh, oh,
They
that's
don't
so
level
cool.
up,
I like that.
so you will want to be looking out for more skilled and more powerful mercenaries
that.
as you
Holy
advance
shit.
through the campaign and
So you
endgame.
can build your own mercenary completely.
If your mercenary falls in combat, you will need to return to town and spend some gold on healing supplies
Oh,
to
so you
get
don't
them
even
back
lose the
on their feet.
items.
Then perhaps consider giving them some upgrades, if you think it's deserved.
Oh, wait,
I
these
just
are
wanted
actually
to
going to be
clarify,
kind of crazy.
Mercenaries
They're
do
anime
not
guardians.
lose their equipment when defeated. If your merc buddy consistently fails you, you can just dismiss them and find a new, more resilient ally.
You walk your path, I'll walk mine.
Imagine getting dismissed from this.
Earlier, I mentioned you could exile mercenaries. If you keep running into a mercenary archetype and you think, man, this guy stinks, the gear is trash and they have no auras, you can then choose to exile them. If you win the duel, they'll be forced to leave with their tail between their legs, and you won't encounter that archetype again for a while. Now, alongside these new Trathan arrivals, we shouldn't forget about the recent Kalgurin ones too. As we mentioned earlier, the Settlers update introduced
I don't know
gold-based
how to feel about
respeaking of
that.
passive points.
I wonder if they're going to get...
You can now do so by talking to a number of NPCs throughout Rayclast, starting with Bestil and Lionized Watch. Black market item gambling, previously just available in Kingsmarch, is now available in each town at the same NPC. This lets you buy randomly generated item bases for gold. Very useful if you're stuck for upgrades or searching for a specific unique. The currency exchange will be returning too. Starting from Lionized Watch in Act 6, you'll be able to find Faustus, who can help facilitate these trades.
Oh, you can't trade pre-6.
Now,
Interesting.
after almost a year of building, Johan is finally
I
satisfied with
wonder
the
how the
upgrades made
traders
to the
feel
town,
about that.
and now its services can be used to their full effect. Kingsmarch is going core, but there will be no more town building.
Oh,
As you start running maps in
I
the
kinda like
endgame,
town
you'll
building.
start to find different ore veins, which Kalgurin workers can mine for you. The shipping mechanic invites you to send these ores and crops to Karui and Kalgurin ports, and they'll return rewards in kind.
I kind of
By
like the
sending
building
shipments, you'll
aspects.
receive different items. But by sending to Karui ports, you will also receive tattoos, which can be used on your passive tree to change what stats they grant. The Kalgurin ports will be sending back rune grafts, which is a new passive tree mechanic that replaces the runesmithing service previously offered by the town. These are similar to tattoos, but instead of replacing stat nodes, they replace a passive tree mastery node.
Shit.
For example, Runegraft of the Bound reduces bonuses gained from boots, but increases bonuses gained from gloves.
That should be at 40%.
Runegraft of the River has a chance to recover your life to full if you reach low life. And the Runegraft of Time, which has a chance for your
Unless you can
cooldown
put 5
skills
of
to
them.
instantly recover
They're
from their
only limited
cooldown,
to 1.
which I will note includes cooldowns on your triggers, just in case you wanted to trigger even more spells.
That's
There
kind
are
of crazy.
many other rune grafts which cover a wide
20%
range of different
damage,
builds and
essentially.
stats. Some are more common and others rarer. You can only use one of a given type at a time, but you can use
Wow,
them on
40%
any
increased
mastery on your
defense.
passive tree,
Oh,
which can be particularly
that one's kinda
useful
crazy.
for off-class investment. Isla has continued to make modifications to the Recombinator. She has developed a new method of recombination that you may recognize from Path of Exile 2. For those unfamiliar, this method allows you to decide which modifiers on the two input items you want to try merge together, and it has a success chance you can see. This method can result in the items being destroyed. However, it is a good option to use when trying to create items with fewer mods to use as crafting projects. Given
That's
the existing recombinating mechanic was very powerful for top-end crafting, we didn't want to remove it. We have kept it, and you can now choose to use it the old way or the new way.
Okay.
By letting fate decide, it will combine the two items randomly. There is no risk of destroying either item, but it will be less predictable.
Okay.
As Settlers is now a core mechanic, we've also added Atlas passive tree support.
Oh, what?
For example, if you wanted to gather more Verisium ore, you could take this notable. Each ore has a similar node. Refiner's Bargain converts items dropped by possessed monsters into thaumaturgic dust, sulfite into random ores, and life force into random crops. We've also added a set of Kalguran scarabs, so you can add more ore deposits, increase the
Oh, yeah,
rarity of
because there's
monsters
multi-
that
one
guard
increase
ore
that.
deposits to at least magic, or gather smelted bars from ore you mark instead of ores. To sum it all up, Kingsmarch is now a thriving town where you can employ a swath
They
of
didn't
workers to
mention
collect
mapping.
resources, refine ores, craft items, and run maps for you.
I wonder if we could still
Send
do
shipments
the
of
wolf
resources
thing.
in exchange for tattoos and rune grafts, using
Because the
those to
runes are
modify your
gone.
passive tree to an extent never seen before. Following on from that, we've also made a substantial rework to another important mechanic, Betrayal. As a refresher, and to explain to new
Get rid of
players,
her stupid
let's
fucking
briefly
flicker
explain
blink,
what
that's all I
Betrayal is.
asked.
Betrayal is a mechanic introduced in Act 9 and tells the story of Jun Ortoy and her investigation of the Immortal Syndicate. This is a mysterious group of exiles who can seemingly come back from
Let him
death.
go, he's sad.
You must help Jun to uncover their leader, the Syndicate Mastermind. The Immortal Syndicate is organized into 4 divisions: Transportation, Fortification, Research, and Intervention. As you encounter the Immortal Syndicate members, you'll gain intelligence for each of these divisions to discover the location of their leaders, tracking them to their safe houses. Defeating the division leaders at their safe houses will reward you with intelligence on the Syndicate Mastermind.
Okay, nothing
In your
seems
journey
different.
to track down the Syndicate leader, you'll manipulate the members of the Immortal Syndicate to change divisions, form friendships and rivalries, and even banish them from the Syndicate for a time.
Okay, nothing seems different so far.
Historically, after encountering and defeating the Syndicate Mastermind, the state of the Immortal Syndicate would reset, requiring you to start from the beginning of the investigation again. This has always been a difficult decision for players and can often feel bad. Do you fight the Mastermind for a chance at the special loot, or keep farming the safe houses that you've spent so long setting up? Well, in the Secrets of the Atlas expansion, we've split out the Mastermind to be completely separate from the core mechanic.
Oh, interesting.
The boss is now accessible through a new fragment that has a chance to drop from the safe house leaders at high levels. The Mastermind no longer resets the state of the Immortal Syndicate. You can now build your betrayal board to your liking, optimize it, do Mastermind fights, and reap the rewards without having to lose all your progress every time. The boss fight itself has also been improved, now
Please
with
get rid of Flicker.
significantly fewer immunity phases and new rewards.
Get rid of the flicker. Get rid of the
By
flicker.
the way, if you're a new player to Path of Exile 1, don't worry about all
she
this
still
detail.
fucking flickers.
This content is optional, and you can discover and engage with it at your own
I hate that
pace.
flicker. I hate it.
The Mastermind still has a chance to drop a Veiled Orb, now renamed to Veiled Exalted Orb. Veiled Chaos Orbs are being re-added to other safe house leaders. In addition, the Mastermind now drops the new All Flame Embers. All Flame Embers are map fragments that replace monster packs and in-game maps with
Oh, what
different
the
types
fuck?
of special monsters.
Necropolis.
These packs have unusual properties, compositions, or rewards. For example, you might use the All Flame Ember of Kulamak, which replaces packs with Syndicate monsters and their leaders, who revive after the map boss has been slain. This might at first sound annoying due to backtracking, but these monsters when revived are far more intense and rewarding. It is our intention with All Flames to provide many different types that combine with other mechanics,
Oh, they just
multiplying
go
with your
is
existing
socketed now.
modifiers in new and interesting ways. Another good example of this is the All Flame Ember of Propagation. When slain, special rare monsters added by this All Flame here will spread their modifiers to other rare monsters in the map. This can be useful when trying to create
Wait.
singular, very powerful, and very
No,
rewarding
don't
monsters.
do this. You're gonna
Something
kill your
akin to
character
meat
doing
sacks,
this.
which are making a reinvented comeback with this update too.
Oh my god, don't do this.
Another is the All Flame Ember of Resplendence, which adds monsters
You're
that don't
gonna
know
kill your
items.
characters.
But when you
Don't
slay
do
them,
that.
you get buff stacks of increased quantity and rarity to enhance the drops of all other monsters. All Flame Embers can be placed in your map device like scarabs,
Limit
and used
2.
in conjunction with scarabs to further customize your maps.
Why isn't this
We're
guy have his
looking forward to
fully
seeing
map
which
device
combinations
unlocked?
players find to enhance their maps. Perhaps you'll use all scarabs, all flames, or maybe mix and match. It's up to you. The Mastermind's unique items have also been improved. The veiled modifiers generated on these items are now from a custom pool exclusive to those uniques. Bitter Bind Point, for example, can now have various Spectre-specific outcomes, such as +1 additional Spectre.
Also, +2
Aside
multi-proj
from
there.
improved rewards from the Mastermind, all the Safe House rewards have also been rebalanced.
Fuck
We've
is
done a
that?
pass on the crafting sprees at the end
that-
of many safe houses.
That's
For those who
tainted
aren't
currency.
aware how these crafting sprees work, well, it's simple.
Scourge.
There's a crafting bench with an item in it and a bunch of currency. There's a limited amount of time,
Oh, it's
and
like
your only objective is to
completely
craft the
fucking
best item
random.
possible before the time ends. One of the problems that the crafting sprees have is that they often require you to have specific items on hand in order to best
Why would you ever
maximize your
want
result.
this? You
But
would never,
how are you supposed to
who
know
cares
that
about this? You would
beforehand?
never want that base.
In order to solve this, most of the crafting sprees now offer pre-generated items. This has also allowed us to add much more powerful crafting options in
Oh
each
shit,
spree.
this is kind of sick.
Let's take a look at a few
Oh,
examples.
that's unlucky, brother.
In this spree, a randomly generated amulet or ring will be waiting for you. Test your crafting skill or luck with this Reflecting Mist crafting spree, and see if you can create something worthy of Kalandra's praise. And in this spree, you will find a pre-generated unique item, and a new kind of orb that resembles a Val orb, but not quite the same. Normally, you can only corrupt an item once, but uniques in this spree can be corrupted and re-corrupted as many times as there are orbs.
Oh.
This orb also allows you to get 2 corrupted implicits, and has a much lower chance to brick the item.
Jesus
It can be a very useful tool for seeking specific corrupted implicit outcomes. Of course, if you push your luck, you can still ruin the item.
Oh, that's okay. That's not as
There are
good.
also crafting
I thought there was
sprees
no
where you
chance of
still need to
ruining.
provide an item, but those items are generally more accessible and it occurs less frequently. This one allows you to bring your own normal rarity item, then just go ballistic with a whole ton of scouring orbs and orbs of chance, hoping to get your ideal unique. For most sprees, the rank of the syndicate member increases the amount of currency provided, the quality of the pre-generated items, and the time allowed to craft your item.
Okay.
Aside from the crafting sprees, there are other new options too.
Factor lens.
If you love gambling for currency, how about you try opening Varici's Emperor's Luck chests? These work just like the Emperor's Luck divination card and provide full stacks of currency. If you're lucky enough, unlike me, you could end up with a whole lot of divines.
Does a mirror stack?
Betrayal is a good source of
Can
veiled
you
items.
stack a mirror?
Veiled items have some important quality of life improvements in this expansion too. All of the crafting bench options normally granted by unveiling items are instead now moved to the core game, so you don't need to run Betrayal to unlock them. They are instead found at the entrances to
But
boss
can
rooms
you
and
run
in-game
betrayal to
maps.
unlock them?
On top of that, you no longer need to speak to Jun to unveil items. You can just right-click them, or the equivalent on gamepad, and select which veiled modifier you want to unveil. Overall, Betrayal is now much more streamlined and more rewarding. Happy interrogations.
Shut up!
I don't know.
Now, before we get into our quality of life additions, let's quickly talk about some character balance. We will be doing our regular character
I feel like the
balance
same
changes
problem
where
with
we
it
are
still
bringing
exists
outliers
because
in
you
line
still
to help
want to
evolve the
do
meta,
the
but we are
boss
also
because
focusing our
that will
attention
give
on
you the
buffing
tier
some
4 higher
specific
tier.
things. This includes spellcasting
rooms.
supports that specifically enhance self-casting
So I feel like the
builds,
problem wasn't
channeled
fixed at all.
spells, adding new options to the Guardian, Berserker, Elementalist, Saboteur, and Champion Ascendancy classes, which include some favorites from some of the alternate classes from Legacy of Frisia, and buffing a whole
I
bunch
wasn't
of
paying
transfigured
attention.
gems that never really hit the mark. Combined with the new endgame crafting, improved betrayal crafting options,
I wasn't
rune
paying
grafts for
attention.
your
What did
passive
he say?
tree, new Pinacle unique items, new modifiers and Trathan gems from the Mercenaries, and of course the Mercenaries themselves to act as an extension to your character, it's safe to say there's a lot of new character options and builds to think about. Instead of delving into all of these in more detail, we figured we'd just let you absorb them through the patch notes so you can
Okay.
do it at your own pace.
Okay.
In the Secrets of the Atlas expansion, we've also added a lot of the quality of life features that we know you've all been asking for. A lot of these have already been posted, but let's take a look now in case you missed any. You can now pause the game at any time by pressing escape to open the menu,
You need
or
to
by
change
opening
the
any
pause
full-screen
text.
interface, like the passive tree. You'll also be paused if any lag is detected or if you disconnect.
Oh,
It's
I
worth
don't know
noting
if
that in
that.
certain Pinacle arenas, a debuff will be applied to you that prevents you from pausing.
I don't know if people are gonna like that. Pausing
We're
if you're
also
lagging.
making a change to how you use currency items on strongboxes and monsters imprisoned in essences. Based on the currency in your inventory and the
Those
state of the
buttons
strongbox,
need to be a little bigger.
these
I miss
buttons
it
will
every
appear.
single time in PoE 2.
Valuable currency like divine orbs have been excluded from this as it would often be wasteful to use in this context. The same applies to essences with the remnant of corruption currency. Orbs of Horizon have been updated. They can now re-roll your Elder and Conqueror Guardian maps. Doing so will re-roll the
I
base
guess the
map
strongbox
and the
thing
Guardian
doesn't
of
really
that
matter
map.
because I'm always going to be running corrupted strongboxes.
The map device now
always.
has a small additional inventory. This is particularly useful if you're rolling many maps to run in sequence.
That's nice. I wish it was on the
Or
right side
if you
instead
want
of
to
left
use
side.
varying amounts of scarabs or other map fragments.
Doesn't that just make sense?
During
That one on
breach
the right side?
encounters,
Is that on the
all
left
the
side?
splinters will be automatically collected and dropped at the end of the breach. On gamepads, we have separated the targeting of monsters and non-monsters, so you are able to target them
God,
independently.
this looks like a mobile game.
This removes a bunch of frustration when you are trying to interact with objects in the world and monsters are nearby. You no longer have to kill all of them first. Vendor windows will now remember your last search.
Oh my
This
god,
is
that's
remembered
so
until you
nice.
log out,
Really?
and is remembered on a per NPC basis.
Oh,
The amount of characters you can
oh,
type in the
okay.
search field has also been increased.
Well,
When using currency items, after right-clicking them, it will highlight all other items which that currency can be used on.
well,
There are
That's
many
actually
other
kinda
quality
cool,
of life
'cause you have
improvements,
different
so
rejects
keep
for
an eye on the
different
patch
apps.
notes after this livestream concludes.
I kinda like that.
Alongside the launch of Secrets of the Atlas, we are hosting a competitive event where players will race to be the first to kill the new Pinacle bosses. The event will take place in the hardcore, solo self-found Mercenaries of Trathis League. We have some interesting prizes in store
Mercenaries
for the
of
winners.
Trathis League?
Keep an eye on the news in the lead up to launch for more details about
I'm
how
so
the event
confused.
will work and
Secrets
what
of
its
the
prizes
Atlas is not the same as
Next up,
Mercenaries
we're
League?
going to be talking about our new League supporter packs.
Okay, my credit
Today,
card is ready.
we're launching two new series of supporter packs. The Frisian Magistrate and Crypt Keeper packs.
I don't understand.
Each
There's
tier
two
contains the
leagues.
pack's full face value in points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way. The Frisian Magistrate series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive
What do we do?
microtransactions.
Heart altar.
The Frisian Magistrate character effect will bind your character in thorny vines and roses. You can select which parts of the character you want to have
That looks
covered.
awful.
Either your entire body, your lower body, or your upper body.
I don't
As
like
you
it.
approach waypoints, it will emit leaves and golden petals towards it.
That.
When activating the waypoint, it will create a burst around you.
Yeah.
Envelop your weapon in thorny vines and golden flora.
They
with
should
the
have made those
Frisian
red.
Magistrate weapon effect.
Yeah, wait, why didn't
Your
they make
weapon
them
will
red?
also create
like
a trail to match as
Zana?
you swing, and even comes with its own hit effect when slaying enemies.
They should have made these red.
You are
And
the
people would have
law
been like,
while
oh,
wearing
cool, I
the
could be
armor
Zana.
of the powerful Frisian Grand Magistrate. The Spider Blossom pet activates its defense mechanism, disguising it as an elegant flower when near
No.
rare or unique enemies.
No more screen clutter.
The Frisian Imperial Magistrate back attachment comes in 2 forms.
That one's cool.
Equip either the Tombstone variant, which will leave tombstones in your honor when you meet your demise,
Okay, so I'll never
or
ever use
equip
it.
the Cape variant to cause the corpses of slain enemies to become enveloped in rose-thorn vines and blossom with golden flowers.
No, never.
Keep track of how well, or poorly, your ultimatums with the Trial Master have gone with the Trials of Chaos hideout decoration. It will keep track of the total number of waves completed, the
I
total
don't think I
number
did a
of
single
ultimatums
wave
succeeded,
last
or even failed.
league.
On top of that, it will track the total number of times you've defeated the Trial Master himself. The Crypt Keeper Pack series also contains
That was
6
fucking
exclusive
crazy.
microtransactions.
Wait, this one looks so much
With
better.
the Crypt Keeper finisher effect, death itself will tear through into the realm of the living and steal the soul of slain
Wait, this one
unique
looks so
enemies.
much cooler.
The Crypt Keeper portal effect creates
Oh
a
my
gateway
god.
for lost souls to
This
pass
one looks
through.
sick. Wait, looks like such a better one.
Become the true master of the undead by wearing the
my
hallowed
God.
Crypt Keeper armor set. It comes with a more armored helmet variant
the
and
hell?
a creepy mask with a spectral hood.
This one looks so
Looking to
fucking
have some
cool.
fun during idle time in your hideout? The Burrowing Bramble
Wait, this
Bash
one's
hideout
so much
decoration
better.
will test your reaction
What?
speed as you try to whack as many Devourer heads as possible in the shortest time. It also comes with a scoreboard, so you can try to set new records to show off to your friends or just visitors coming to trade.
Wait, can we put this in
Equip
the guild
yourself with the
hideout?
ghostly dead as you ride the line between the living and the dead with the sacred Crypt Keeper back attachment. The Sacred
That one just
Archives
looks
map
cool.
device
That
resembles a
looks
magical
fucking
library
crazy.
with the works of scholars that come to life
It's
when
so
you open
big
a map.
though. It's way too
This
big.
map device tracks how many of each core league you've completed in in-game maps.
Oh, that's so fucking cool though.
These packs are now available for purchase on both PC and console, and will remain so during Path of Exile, Mercenaries of
Bro, look how
Trust.
small this one is. It's like gigantic.
Additionally,
Look how
any
huge that thing
microtransactions
is. That
from the
thing is
supporter
fucking
packs will be made
massive.
available for use in Path of Exile 2.
Oh, you can't even fit that on the turtle.
Meanwhile, the Paladin and Penance packs leave the store forever at the launch of the Mercenaries
crazy.
of Trathus League.
Those
so
packs
now's your
came out a
last
year
chance to
ago.
purchase them. Additionally, the Dawn of the Hunt mystery box will be made available for Path of
What
Exile
the
1.
fuck is
If you
the
have
PoE
already
2 boss
unlocked any
doing here?
microtransactions from this box in Path of
Monkey.
Exile 2, you will of course immediately have access to them in Path of Exile 1. Thank you so much for
Monkey.
your ongoing support. We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D. Afterwards, we'll post the full patch notes for Path of Exile, Secrets of the Atlas. With release at the end of next week, our community team will be posting crucial information you'll need for the release. Keep an eye on the news. Thanks for joining us today and checking out our latest developments. We're looking forward to dueling mercenaries, fighting new Pinacle bosses in the endgame, and exploring the new crafting systems and character builds next week. We'll begin the Q&A shortly, so please get your questions ready.
So I don't understand. So I really don't understand the 2 leagues things. So this is Secrets of the Atlas League, but it's Secrets of the Atlas League, but there's 2.
Welcome back, Exiles, to another, I expect, very large Q&A.
There's I don't know why their stream is lagging. Also, this VOD ends in like 20 minutes, so or like 3 minutes. I don't know if their stream crashed or something. So there's a challenge league in the league? Is it like old where hardcore or something is different than softcore? That can't be true. I don't know. We all playing in the Mercenary League, and the Secrets is just what they're calling the expansion? What? That's so weird. I don't know what is going on there. I think Mercenaries are going to be kind of insane that you can actually gear them. I think they said you could change their skills too, right? Maybe give them support gems? The base league mechanic, though, it's kind of underwhelming. It is just Atlas memories, right? Yeah, it's essentially just um like having like a Nico memory or whatever, where it just puts like a line of four areas, like four connected map areas. Well, it doesn't have to be four, but and then there's just progressively better rewards based on it, except that in this there's a boss at the end and you get a special ults move while playing it. But that's it. That's like, I guess they added forge potential too with the crafting mechanic. Um, hmm. I I don't think I care about this league mechanic at all. Um, yeah, it's kind of whatever. It's it's literally just Atlas memories. Um, the Mercenaries thing is cool. It's because they got the idea what people were saying we should be able to go with our King's March guys. I wish we could still level up King's March, and I wish it wasn't fully upgraded from the start. That's kind of wacky. They also decided to put Atlas passive points in for them, and they said that they weren't going to do that anymore because they didn't like how it went with Necropolis. But now, and so they stopped it for King's March, and now we have King's March and Secrets of the Atlas nodes. So that's weird. Um, I think Betrayal, the exact same problem exists. Sure, you'll be able to farm your tier 3s consistently and quickly, but you are going to still want to farm your tier 4s, which are going to be significantly better. No? Um, so yeah. Doesn't that just the whole problem was people choosing between 3 and 4 and you still have to choose between 3 and 4? I mean, you could choose 3 a lot more now before you have to choose 4, or not have to, but before you do, but yeah. Um, let's see. There's a lot of balancing apparently coming. That's going to be interesting to look at the patch notes. I wonder if they're out already or if it's after the interview. I think the interview is still going on. Um, the microtransactions were so different. The one pack is so much better than the other one. It's not even close. Um, let's see what else. Um, where was the little thing so that I can look at the little thing? Yeah, there's only 5 gas orbs that dropped here. How do I? There we go. I think that was it. I think I did cover everything. Yeah, I guess I did. Um, I hope that rejects thing goes into PoE 2. That's pretty neat. Um, uh, I guess that's it. Uh, there's not, man. If I'm being completely and utterly honest, I'm not blown away by the patch. I can't see myself playing this for a really long time. like a week, I could see. And beating all the new Pinnacle bosses. They probably don't have Uber versions, right? Um, hmm. Uh, yeah. And this league doesn't happen until you're in late maps, they said. So there's essentially we're still just playing King's March until we get to late maps. I don't know when the mercenaries show up though. The mercenaries come later? Or are they in low? I guess we did see some with magic items in Act 2. We did see that. So they do start earlier, so we'll be playing with mercenaries? That's so weird. I wonder how fast racing is going to be if you can get like a mercenary with like haste aura that's always just near you. Um, and killing bosses and stuff for you. I hope you can put them in your hideout too and not just in town. I think I'm going to listen to the Q&A. I might listen to the Q&A while doing race practice. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'll listen while doing race practice. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not blown away by anything. It's not bad, but I don't know if it's good. Well, no, it is good. I don't know if it's great. There's the better thing. It's somewhere in between meh, good, and it doesn't make it to great. It's somewhere between meh and good. It's not bad. Yeah.
All that we have to cover for Secrets